Hi. Good morning. Good morning, Alberto. Thank you for being here. How are you guys doing? All right. Hi, good morning, or good afternoon, or maybe even good evening. I don't know where you're joining me from. All right, I'm gonna give a couple of minutes to make sure everyone joins in this hangout. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna read some comments. Good morning, buenos dias. Hola, Ramuel. Hi, Titi. Thank you for being here. Jack, hi. Yay. Hi, people joining from the Philippines. Good morning. People are hiding at their works. I know there's a lot of people that are working right now. So thank you for sneaking in, sneaking out to make sure you could join me today. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Minimal Girl. Hi. Mayra, such a long time. I'm so happy to see you connected. Trish, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Pierre, bonjour, ça va? Oh my God, guys, you're gonna make me cry. Good morning, Brenda. Bonjour, Joanne. Harry, Secreto de Reina, Jack, thank you so much for joining this morning. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a sound check because some of my neighbors are taking care of their gardens. And I don't know if you can hear me well. Can you tell me if you can hear me well? If you can see me good enough? Just to make sure we have everything we need. Buenos dias. Good morning, Clark. Bye, Mommy. My mom is saying goodbye to me. Okay, so can you see me and hear me well? Yes? Hola. Good morning, everyone. Aw, thank you, Jack. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I think this hangout is about to start. I'm so excited. So I want to say good morning to everyone that's joining me from the Americas. If you are right now in Europe, good afternoon. And if you're in Asia, like I know some of my best friends are right now, good evening because it's already evening there. So, Queen Hangouts. This is officially the first of a series of monthly Instagram lives. And Queen Hangouts is basically just a window where I just want to hang out with you. I just want to talk. I just want to share my thoughts, ideas, what I've been up to. And the reason why I'm doing this hangout is because I've received several requests from people asking me, please create some content in English so that we can follow your adventure, and other requests that were asking me to do more lives, like solo lives. So I said, why not combine them together? And that's what we're doing this Queen Hangout. Basically, I just wanna catch up with you guys and let you know what I've been up to, talk about my ideas, thoughts. So I'm gonna go right ahead. I'm gonna start this first Queen Hangouts. So the first thing, I want to talk about three main things today. So I'm gonna go right ahead and go and talk about the first one is what have I been up to since the end of last year and now till now, which is January, always mid-January. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about New Year's Eve because New Year's Eve, I think this year was extremely special for all of us. And that was the case for me. So this year I did the traditional New Year's Eve gathering with my family. We went to a restaurant and we ate. We did a gift exchange. We also did this karaoke and dance competition that we do, which my nephew always wins, but it's fine. We love to hang out with him and do it. So it was a very normal, typical New Year's Eve for us. But there were really two things that were extremely different. And I got a message that the Wi-Fi is not really working. So I'm going to go and see if you can hear me now. Is this better? Before I go on? Okay, I think this is good. So, I was saying that I had a really usual New Year's Eve, except for two things that were quite different. The first one is that this year I got to spend it at Condado Lagoon Villas with my family. And for those who don't know, Condado Lagoon has really become my second home in the island. It's in the capital, in San Juan. It has an amazing view. It's perfectly well located. So if you ever decide to come visit Puerto Rico, I definitely recommend it. And then the second thing that was really different was the fact that we really said goodbye to the year. We were really high conscious of what it meant, what 2020 meant for us. And that night really helped me to have a deep moment of reflection of what 2020 meant for me. And I was lucky enough to write about it for a local newspaper called Primera Hora. I wrote a text about 500, 600 words. If you have not read it, I will upload the link on my story so you can go ahead and read it. It's a very short read of reflection on how basically the word corona, which in English means crown, literally became like the word of my year, and how it went through a transformation of being the synonym of a virus, you know, the pandemic that we're all going through, to then how it became this crown that I was suddenly carrying as Miss Universe Puerto Rico, to really the crown that life gave to me in order to do new things with my life. And regardless of what you've been going through throughout the pandemic, I am confident that for you as well, that word has transmuted into something beautiful. Corona and crown not only means the virus for us, I am sure it means a lot more. So I'm going to share the link with you, but I want to read one of the sentences that really came from my heart, and with I ended the article. And it reads like this. I wrote, "All that's being lived during the pandemic is a page in our book of life that I do not want to turn and forget. On the contrary, I want to highlight it and save it as a reference because I faithfully believe in the timelessness of its learnings. Only that way we will keep our focus on what really matters." So I will be sharing the link. So if you have not read it, you can read it. You can also translate it into English if it will be easier for you. So besides celebrating the new year, having that chance to write for the newspaper, doing everything like photo shoots, appointments for these first weeks of the year, I have also came across an amazing book. And I said, I don't want to lose the opportunity in my Queen Hangouts to recommend it. And I have it right here. It's this one. It's called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. And this book is written by a former NFL player. His name is Emmanuel Acho. And he's also the host of a web show by the same name, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. And I came across this book, and what really caught my attention is the story of the writer. But technically the book is about having difficult conversations about racial and cultural relations that really need to be addressed. And one of the things that I think makes this book extra special, because I know there's a lot of books right now dealing with these topics which are extremely important, but in this case, what I really loved about Emmanuel is that he's speaking from a very peculiar experience. You know, he's a man that was raised in America within a Nigerian household, and he really had to immerse himself and learn the white culture because he had certain privileges. He was from a really good social class, high class, and he had also educational privileges. So I think it's the in-betweenness of his experience, you know, embodying a black man, but still immersing himself in this white culture, what really makes this book amazing. So make sure you take time to read it because you're gonna love it as well. And so, okay, Okay, I'm reading some of your comments. Yeah, it is really, really great. And I still have a couple of pages left to finish, but I've been blown away. You can also find some of his videos because this book, like I said, is inspired in a series of videos that he did online called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, where he sits with other white men and he talks even with Oprah and other females in terms of how they perceive this whole discussion and how it's also important for them. So yes, it's a must. Okay, so talking about discussions that need to be had, I want to talk about a different topic. I want to talk about a recent forum that happened recently. It's the forum for El Poder de Ser Mujer, or in English, the power of being a woman. Now, I want to give a little bit of a background for the forum. This forum was a forum organized by the Miss Universe organization in Nicaragua in collaboration with the Latin American campus of American Kaiser University. And I want to talk about this. It's really important. And you know, it was basically a cross-cultural and transnational discussion among several Miss Universe 2020 candidates, where they basically shared very intimate stories to defend the usual common vulnerable human experience as a solid source of, you know, self-respect, self-acceptance, and growth. Now, the discussion went on several themes and topics that I thought were amazing because these topics really need to be talked about. For example, they talked about bullying, cyberbullying, body shaming. They also talked about sensibility as a source of strength and not as a source of weakness. They shared ideas on the idea, you know, of how being unique and how reaching to your authenticity can often transform suddenly into a marker for social exclusion. They talked about self-respect, and there was one that I really enjoyed was a discussion about, you know, as a women resisting femininity as a way to protect ourselves from harassment. Now, those were some of the topics that were discussed, but the main topic, the main theme was actually leadership for and by women. Now, I heard about the forum during the weekend, the day after it happened, and I quickly said, oh, I really want to know what they're talking about. And I had the chance to watch some of the videos of the questions that were asked to the speakers, to some of the candidates that were participating, and I loved it. I have to say that I loved and I really appreciated the fact that they were really conscious about including every single factor that's important when you're talking about leadership in women nowadays. So one of the things that they talked about is that the identity marker of class. Of course, when we're talking about leadership and the female experience in general, it is a common, I would say, almost universal experience, but there are certain markers that make it slightly different for each woman. And for example, the identity marker of class, it's really important that they really integrated that. I really loved the definition of leadership that they presented. Leadership seen not as a hierarchical manifestation of power, but more an intrinsic motivation that is best valued when you actually share it with other women and with other people as well, not necessarily women. So I really love that. And after watching, I noticed something that is really beautiful, and I think that's really the core and why these things really need to be done, is the fact that, you know, you have these amazing Miss Universe candidates, and they all share this common experience of being a woman, but they also shared a common experience of being vulnerable, of fear, of worrying. And to me, looking at them speak about their private stories and opening them and sharing them with the people that we're watching, you know, it really means that we can take that traditional, glamorous, perfect looking first impression of Miss Universe candidates and really humanize it. And that's what it's all about. That's what we need to be doing. Now, I think discussions such as the ones held at the forum are really necessary, especially with the actors that were playing in the organization of it, because like I said, there was a university involved. So I believe that discussions like this with these type of actors are extremely important so that we can promote integral female figures that can actually gain the trust of people outside of the pageant world, both men and women, so that they can feel they can trust these women leaders into, you know, leading important conversations, being part of important movements that nowadays we really need in our society. So as I watched, I felt so proud. Honestly, I felt so blessed to be able to be part of the global Miss Universe candidate community. Because guys, we really are a community. We are a community of girls that, you know, we decided to represent our countries, and in doing that, we're doing a lot more, like I said, than just posing and smiling to the camera. So I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart and in a position of admiration to every single one of the participants that took the time to organize this, because that's what we need. That's really what we need. And one of the questions that was asked and that I loved, and I thought that's actually so cool, it's what will be your superpower as a woman? And you know, when we think about superpowers, we usually think of them, or they usually seen as an ability to do something, a quality, a characteristic. You know, it really is that idea of having a quality that you can do something with. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna personify my superpower. And I'm gonna say that in my case, my superpower is really the people who have contributed to the development of the woman that I am today. The woman that is looking at this camera and expressing her thoughts and feelings to you. These people are my parents, my brother, my friends, cousins, family members. I know a lot of you guys are right here, right now, so thank you so much. My bosses, every single one of them, they really have, you know, they really have guided me. They have trusted me, and they have taught me so many things that, like superpowers, really make me today the brave and confident woman that I am today. So that's something I really appreciate. It's something that I recognize not a lot of people have. So if you do, consider it your superpower, because having a support system next to you often can change everything. So, okay, answering that question leads me now to answering your questions. But before jumping into that, I want to go ahead and read some of your comments. Good morning, those who are joining now. Perlas de Jardín, thank you for being here. Vandala, hugs and kisses. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you all here. So, okay. So I made this box for you to send me your questions because, guys, this is a hangout. It's not only about me talking and talking and talking. I really want to interact with you. And after answering 5 of your questions, I will also read some of your questions if you have any new questions here right now. So there were a lot of amazing questions. I want to thank you all. And I picked 5 of those questions. I picked some that are a little bit more serious in terms of the themes and the topics, and others that are a little bit more calm and chill. So I'm going to start with the ones that are a little bit more serious. So this question I got from Miss Union, and Miss Union asked, what would you say to a person with suicidal thoughts? I picked this question because I thought it was really relevant to what we're living today with the pandemic. We're all facing, this vulnerable stage in our life where we need to confront our mental health. And I think it's a question that can be answered not only for people with suicidal thoughts, but also if you have a friend that's going through the news of having a terminal disease, or a person that that is experiencing a scheme of physical or emotional violence. I think it is important to keep this question in mind. So from my experience, I realized that instead of worrying on how to pick the correct words, the words that will give motivation, the words that would, don't feel the person feel harmed or offended, I learned to ask them something instead of saying something. I learned to ask, what do you need? And we often get involved, at least in my case, I always stress a little bit, okay, this person that I love is going through this. How can I help? I will feel often like I was even useless for not feeling like I had the right words. And suddenly I realized that when you ask a person going through a hard situation, what do you need? It often offers and opens a window of relief for them to actually speak, for them to actually share what it is that they're feeling. And once they answer that question, if there's something in that question that I can do to help, then I go ahead and do it. So thank you for that question. I think it's super relevant. The second question is coming from Eugenio Rodri 007. And the question is, what do you think of girls who put makeup on at a very young age? Okay, so I definitely believe that protecting and safeguarding all the stages of human development are crucial, specifically for women. I believe that every single stage is very unique. Every single stage is crucially important, and I believe if you skip one of them, it can actually impact the full development of a human being negatively. There is always time for everything. There's time to be innocent and play with toys, and there's time as well to discover your sensuality. It's part of life. We don't have to be all taboo about it. It's just recognizing that the maturity that it's needed in order to act upon those stages in life, it's only going to be given by experiencing life day by day, by spending time with the people that are around you that can as well guide you. So that would be my advice if there's a girl that's maybe discovering this part of herself. It's okay to go through these stages, but give yourself time to be innocent and a young girl, because then it goes away and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not a child anymore. I'm a grown woman with responsibilities. So yeah, take your time. Okay, so the third question comes from I Am Ed, and his question is, what advice would you give a young person unsure of what to do with their future? I am smiling because I've been so many times in this position, honestly, and I know it can be quite stressful. And there's a couple of things that I've noticed help me a lot, but honestly, it has been, it has taken a lot of time for me to pin them down. So the first thing is you have to stop and you have to analyze, okay, out of this decision that I have to make regarding my future, what things need to get done? And you're suddenly realize that there's like a whole bunch of things that you have no control over. And the best thing that you can do is relax and mark those that you can actually have something to do with and do them. And then sit and let the other factors that you cannot control just unfold before your own eyes. And with time, you will have a lot more of a clear view on what you could do. Another thing that is really important is learning to trust your feelings, because usually we talk a lot about, recognizing how we feel and talking about our feelings, and feelings are extremely important when you're making a decision for your future. If you just had a difficult conversation with someone, if you are sad, if you're extremely happy, you cannot act on instant extreme emotions. So I think another step of, considering when you're making a decision is learning how to trust your feelings and when to know those feelings are coming from a good place, from a place of stability. So I always think, okay, I wake up one day and I feel like doing this or doing that. And if I'm not sure, I'll just give it a time. I'll say like, okay, I'm just gonna give myself a week or two. And if by 2 weeks I still feel like I wanna do it, then maybe I'll go ahead. So that's also a good trick that I recommend. Question number 4. Do you think being Miss Universe Puerto Rico is transforming you in a model? This question comes from Suzette Violant. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it well. Guys, I've had the opportunity to work as a model for a long time before becoming Miss Universe Puerto Rico. And something that has been really interesting in the process of becoming Miss Universe Puerto Rico is that I've noticed that I have changed a lot of my attitude when I come in front of the camera. This, I believe, has been possible because of a lot of work that we've been doing, a lot of photo shoots. My team is amazing and they really coach me really well in the funniest ways you cannot ever imagine, but they're very effective in terms of how I'm gonna project myself in front of the camera, of how I can make sure the pretty thoughts and ideas I have in my mind actually come through the camera into finally having an amazing, beautiful picture that can show you who I am from the inside out. So I would say it's definitely related. My career as a model after this experience will be hopefully way better. I would have a lot more to give. So there's definitely a relationship between my modeling experience and what I'm doing now as Miss Universe. And then we're gonna go to the last question, which comes from Ivelisse Maria. And Ivelisse Maria asked, will we see photos of you around the island? Oh my God, we hope so. I know we all are very aware that we need some exterior shoots at the beach, maybe the Yunque, at the forest, at the garden. Yes, we are working hard to see how can we make photo shoots within the agenda. That is quite busy to make sure that we include that, because yeah, I'm actually a very exterior girl, so hopefully, yes, hopefully you'll be able to see some of those. And with that, I'm going to stop talking. Well, I'm going to keep talking, but now I just want to read your comments. And if you have any extra questions, of course, please send them. I am reading right now. Good morning, Nadia. I love you. Thank you so much for those words. Freddie, I'm reading them. So beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I have 2 extra. Okay. I'm gonna see. Oh, I'm reading some of the comments. Hello, Queen. I just wanted to say that we love you. We wish your success and good luck. I support you. Thank you so much. This is great. Okay, there's another one that asking me, what do I do on my free time? Guys, I've been watching a lot of TV. Every time that I have a little bit of a time, I try to watch TV. I work on my photography skills. I listen to good music. Good morning from the Netherlands. Goedenavond. Nog niet. Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you. Great. Reading your comments now. Thank you so much for the outfits. Alors, people are asking me to speak in French. I will say that je suis très contente d'être ici avec vous. Je ne sais pas s'il y a quelqu'un qui nous regarde maintenant, qui parle français. Peut-être mon amie Trisha. Je ne sais pas si tu es encore là. Mais je t'aime, je vous aime. Je suis très contente d'être ici avec vous. Ludo Koenders, goedenavond, goedemiddag. Hi from Puerto Rico. I'm so happy to see you connected. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Yes, I actually have a thing for purple right now. I think it really suits me really, really well. Hi from people connecting from El Salvador. Okay, someone's asking me about the national costume. So guys, I cannot talk a lot about it. I was like, Clark, what can I say about our national costume? He's like, no, you cannot say anything. But I will say that the fabrics are already here and they're so beautiful. This week I'll be taking the measurements for it. And oh my God, I cannot wait for you to see it. And I am actually very, very curious on what will be your reaction. So very soon, hopefully I'll be able to share some details. Hi from Tampa, people joining from Tampa. Okay, I have a question asking me when I will do live, I guess, or talk with other queens. We've been trying to fit the schedule of Madison and Kiara, who we all know are also quite busy, into my own and see when can we make that happen. It would be really, really, really great. Let's see. Am I ready if Miss Universe is in March? Heck yeah! I think I'm ready right now. I think I would take the airplane right now and just leave right now and do it. So yes. Hi, people joining from KJ. Thank you for the hugs and the kisses. Hi from Orlando, Bellezas Boricuas. Thank you so much for waking up extra early. I know a lot of us here in the Americas were like, oh, the alarm went like, but I really wanted people from Asia and Europe to be able to join. So I appreciate everyone being here. Hi from Colorado. Someone from Colorado, it's 6:32 a.m. Oh my God, guys, thank you so much. Oh, that's great. Palm Beach, great. Virginia, Minimal Girl, I love you. Mwah. Send you kisses. Okay, I see Aaron. My dear friend Aaron. He's asking what advice and insecurities I would give in terms of relationships when you feel insecure about specific relationship. He knows my answer already. My answer not only for relationship things, but for any decision for your personal life, you really have to, I mean, this is not like you really have to, but I've learned that we really have to listen to our hearts. And it sounds like the biggest cliche, but guys, cliches exist because of a good reason. They represent the reality of life. So if you learn how to listen to your heart, and if you learn to identify the things that give you peace at heart, you will be good. So that will be my advice. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you were able to join me. This is great. Okay, so before leaving, I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be doing a very quick Instagram live from the new Miss Universe page. It's muniverse.pr. So as soon as I finish this one, 5 or 10 minutes later, I will be joining a live there. So make sure you come and join us. It's like I said, new Miss Universe Puerto Rico page, muniverse.pr. And guys, I think this is all for our first hangout. And I have to say that I'm so excited that I could share this moment with you. And before I leave, I want to do something. I have received something from a very special person. His name is Alexander Castillo, and he has made this amazing thing for me. So if you can take screenshots of me right now, that would be great, because then I will send them to him. We've been trying to meet up and it's been impossible. So if you can go ahead and do some screenshots right now of this beautiful piece of art which he created for me, a lovely person with a lot of potential, with a huge passion for queens, a huge belief and trust in what we have to offer. And I have to say, I'm very honored, Alexandra Castillo, that you took the time to create this for me. So, cheese! Thank you so much. And guys, thank you again for joining me from wherever you are. Like I said, this will be a monthly Queen Hangout. So soon I will be sharing with you more information on when we will be able to see each other again and hang out for the second time next month. Big hugs and kisses from Puerto Rico. Take care and see you soon. Bye!